Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren. You've got a lovely tan going on, Frank. Have you been enjoying the sun?
Yeah, I think everybody has, hasn't he? He's sitting out there, yeah, been nice.
Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And we're here to announce obviously the July 10th show at the Royal Albert Hall. Anthony Yarde and Lyndon Arthur, hopefully fighting in a rematch later this year. It's contracted, of course. Who do you think of the two of them has the tougher challenge on the 10th?
I think they're both equal. I mean, you know, obviously from Lyndon's point of view, he's got a lot of pressure on him in the fact that he's ranked number one to a mandatory challenger to Joe Smith. He can't afford to slip up, and in the similar is Anthony can't slip up against his guy. I mean, he's coming off of the loss. He was very frustrated about it, but you know, pressure's going to be on him. He's had a lot of stick. I've seen on the internet regarding the win and his team and all that, and he's now got to go out there and show what he's all about. So I think both of them are in a situation where they've got to really be at their best and come through and look good doing it.
And on that note, how do you like the addition of James Cook to Anthony Yarde's team?
I think if anybody's comfortable, if they're comfortable with it, and obviously they are, and James is a great bloke, he was a really good fighter, British and European champion, been in with some of the best middleweights out there. I think, and it seems to me, speaking to Tundi and speaking to Anthony, they're really happy with it. So if they're happy, that's going to make a happy camp's always a good place to be.
It's just occurred to me, and I think this is right, they've now both got trainers in their teams who are former European light welterweight champions in Pat Barrett and James Cook.
Yeah, you're right. How about say yes, because you're a
Should have saved that for Twitter, shouldn't I? Looking a bit further ahead, Callum Johnson was here today, but he's not going to be on this show. He's got some hand issues at the moment. You're looking to get him back in August, is that right?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed for him and for us, because we was looking to get the three guys on. I mean, we're blessed. We got three world-class light heavyweights with Queensbury, and obviously there's one across the road at Matchroom in Buatsi. So we want to see all these guys fighting each other.
Talking about Buatsi, he's fighting Richard Bolotniks. Is he someone you guys looked at as an opponent for one of these two guys, or even for Callum Johnson?
Make any of them. You can fight any one of them in a heartbeat. Absolutely, and they'll fight him. They're big. They would be a big fight. Big fight for the fans. Big money fight for them. Big money fight for them. And you know, and the best fights are a win on the night.
And similarly, at Fight Camp, we're seeing Jack Cullen, of all people, you know, a bit of a random one, fighting Avni Yildirim, who's coming off his fight with Canelo. No disrespect to Jack Cullen, it's just a very random fight to make. Did you look at Yildirim potentially for Zach Parker?
No, I didn't. You know, he had a fantastic debut for us, and I was really pleased with him. And I just want to keep him moving forward. He's number one now. He's ranked number one by the WBO. And quite rightly so. He's been there for a while, but we just want to keep him busy, give him plenty of experience, get him out there, let the fans see him, and the busier he is, the more experience he gets when it comes down to his big moment, whether it's the champion or not, whether he vacates or not, but whatever chance he gets, I want him to go in there fully armed and do the business, and we will keep him busy. He's an excellent fighter. He's got a tough fight. It's no walkover with Goodwin. He's a tough guy.
Now, you've got another show in July, but I think we're going to talk more about that tomorrow, so we'll save that for them. But how many are you looking to put out in August? Is it just the one or more?
There may be two, but we've had a bit of difficulty with August, but I think worst case we'll have one. But if we can squeeze another in, we'll try. We're just lobbying at the moment and trying hard to get BT to get another date on, but it's not been easy.
You talked earlier about this event potentially not being financially viable if the current capacity constraints remain in place. If the government don't kind of respond to your charm and decide it's capped at 1,000, what will that mean for this show? Will you go ahead and take a loss, or will it have to be wiped off the schedule?
I don't know yet. I'm going to have to look and see what happens. That's the facts of it. We're just going to have to look at it. We planned it, had it all announced on the strength of what we were told was going to happen. And I understand health's got to come before anything else. And this variant, this Indian variant, what do they call it now, is raging certainly up north, and down here now it started. So of course we all got to be vigilant and be careful, but we've got to also have to plan ahead. And what I want to be told, or somebody explain to me, is why boxing is different than tennis or football. You know, they're letting Wimbledon, which is the same day as us on the 10th of July, they're allowing that to be full capacity, and they're allowing 50% for the Euros, so I'm told. So we need to talk to, well, we will be talking to the Culture Secretary about it and seeing what we can do, and even if they have to make it a test event. You know, we did an event a couple of weeks ago, which was, we had 1,000 in there. It's great, but 1,000 doesn't pay any bills, and you know, the Albert Hall's not a cheap place to hire, and we only hired it based upon the fact that we all thought, as everybody did, that we were going to be back to a decent capacity in the venue.
You also mentioned up there that if you want your fighters to be seen, they need to be on BT Sport. Can you just elaborate on that and the kind of current TV landscape in this country for boxing?
Well, you know, we've got a platform that we've built over the past 3 years, a boxing platform with BT. For the last 3 years, each of the subscription TV's highest ratings for those past 3 years have been Queensberry shows on BT. So there's eyeballs on them. So, you know, you want to be seen, come and see us. You know, it's a platform that's got, for us, some great opportunities to promote fights, in as much they've got Premier League and they've got exclusively Champions League and the Europa League. And normally, when that's, you know, September onwards or August onwards, when that's in playing, that's a great vehicle for us to be promoting our shows.
Do you think those other sports are key drivers in terms of subscriptions and people crossing over to boxing? Because one of the biggest criticisms of DAZN has been that it doesn't have those major other sports in the UK to bring casual fans to boxing.
Well, they're not going to get any football or anything, are they, for the next 3 years, unless they do something dramatically happens. I know what it's like to build a channel. We built Box Nation. I mean, we had one show where we actually got we got it up to 300,000 subscribers, and we've been and you yo-yo on the thing depending on what you got. So without other sports, it's very, very difficult, and they found that themselves in the States, haven't they? I mean, you know, they've published losses. I think the last one was $1.5 billion, which is the largest loss of any British startup company. And I know what I mean, we lost a lot of money trying to establish Box Nation, become a brand, and we established it, but we cost us many, many millions. Nothing like $1.5 billion, but many, many, many millions to get it there. And it's now ticking over and breaking even, making money now. But the situation with DAZN is obviously at 199 is that financial model. Of course, it doesn't work. It's not a criticism of anybody, and it'll only continue running as long as it's got the support of its owner, Sir Len Blavatnik, who's one of the richest men, if not the richest man in the UK. So he's got very, very deep pockets, and we've got to hope and everyone's got to hope that he's still got long arms. And the fact of it is, as long as he supports it, it's great. But like any business, at the end of the day, it's got to wipe its face. It's got to wash its face, and he'll be looking at that. And it'd be interesting to see how they go with their prices in the future.
So with DAZN, you know, trying to build their subscriber base, and Sky in a period of transition, would you say that, you know, Queensberry Promotions and BT are the number one entity at the moment in UK boxing?
I would say so, because there's no flux there, is there? It is what it is. You know, we've had a while to establish and build our brand. Same as when I was on Sky. You know, we did 20 odd years on Sky, and launched their, you know, pay-per-view and their big-time boxing. And I know how long it takes to build and sustain a channel. But at the moment, you know, I'm pleased where we're at. We've got a long-term contract with BT, and we're in a good position with it.
Now, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, third fight. Official press conference is going to be later today in Los Angeles. When did you last speak to Tyson, and what's his mindset at the moment?
His mindset, he's focusing on the fight. He knows that fight for him is one that he can't slip up on. You know, he can't be complacent. He's got to move forward. He's got to make sure that as far as he's concerned, that he's, you know, that he comes through this fight. You know, I've always said I don't see what Deontay can bring to the table than what he had last time. The only way Tyson will get beat is if he beats himself. And as I say, I think he's professional enough, and he's a very astute man to not look beyond Wilder. that's where he's at, and so that's where all he's got to focus on for the 24th of July.
Now, something I asked Eddie Hearn yesterday, and I'll put the same question to you. Does Anthony Joshua Alexander Usyk going ahead as late as September preclude any chance of Joshua Fury happening in 2021?
It depends how the fight ends. If God forbid, I mean, we all want AJ to win. All of us want him to win. So provided he doesn't get cut or bang his hand up, then hopefully it shouldn't. It depends how tough the fight is for him.
So it could still happen potentially in December, I guess.
Well, that's what we all want. But you know what? I'm past talking about that. We've done all that.
Something you and Eddie agree on?
No, I'm not saying past keep talking about that. What they need to focus on, both their guys, get their fight out of the way, and then everybody start responsibly, sit down, get the deal done before any more statements go out.
Good stuff. Frank, really appreciate your time, and best luck on July the 10th.